Hello, and welcome to this presentation of Mobile to Sage. My name's Ara Martirossian, and I'm going to run you through our ASAP Supplier Invoice Authorization application. So what's Mobile to Sage? Well, Mobile to Sage is a hosted solution which allows you to share your office information securely with people outside the office. Now, these could be users who use PCs, Macs, browsers, iPhones or iPads, and it can include pretty much any kind of information, for example your Sage data as well as your office information. It also works on any version of Sage. So in this demo I'm going to run you through a case study of a client who contacted us. They raise thousands of purchase orders per month, and each one of these purchase orders may have one or more supplier invoices related to them. The suppliers normally email in those invoices as PDF documents, and the objective here was to be able to route those to remote authorizers to authorize them either on a browser or using an iPad, and then for the accounts department to be able to add some comments, check things like nominal codes, VAT codes, before automatically importing those into Sage. The other requirement was not to have multiple documents all over the place. They wanted to be able to say, right, this is the invoice, this is everything to do with the invoice. So we came out with the concept of a combined PDF, which has one document in which you've got the original PO, the supplier's purchase invoice, all of the Sage posting details, and anything else like signatures that may have been captured at the time of authorization. So let's have a look at this in action. So here's Sage. I've just got 3 POs set up in here, all going to Excel to Sage as a supplier 5, 6 and 7. Now on this PC I've also got my ASAP control panel, and this is what that looks like. And the first thing I need to do is update it. So what that will do is it will go into Sage and it will bring back the latest information to do with the company, the nominal codes, the department codes, tax codes, and anything else that may be of relevance. In our case, for this particular authorization process, it's going to be things like purchase orders and suppliers, but the system can bring back pretty much everything that it's asked to bring back, including things like Excel spreadsheets which I might have in the office. I've also got a scheduler which allows me to do that automatically. So in the app I've now got 3 POs. PO number 5, and I can view that, and this is what was sent out of Sage as a PDF document, PDF 6 and 7. Now what I want to do is add an invoice. So if I go back, at the moment I can see PDF 7, sorry, purchase order 7 has got one invoice totaling 120 on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to add another invoice to it. So I'll pick the PO. I'll generate my next internal sequential number, and what I'm going to do is I'm now going to drag and drop the invoice that the supplier sent me in here. That's invoice 256, and it was dated today. And all I do is I press add. There we are. It's now created a record showing me my original purchase order, the supplier's invoice number, and what I'm going to do is I'm now just going to complete this, and I'm going to have Ara, but I'm going to get him to authorize it twice, so I can show you what it looks like on a browser and what it looks like on an iPad. Down the bottom here is I can go down to the invoice and have a look at the transaction. I can see it's £200, so I can put here. So first of all, I'm going to go and put it to 5,000. There's a 5,000 account. I'm going to put in some goods and services for £200. There we are. So that's the invoice done, and all I'll do is I'll just press one button here, and that's me playing as the accounts department, and I'm now sending it off to Ara for authorization. So what that's doing at the moment is producing a combined document so that Ara on his iPad or through a browser can just look at one document with everything that he needs in order to be able to make his decision as to whether this particular invoice is authorized or not. And that's been sent. And here's my PDF. Right, so if I now go and log into my email, there it is, it's just arrived. There's the invoice that I need to approve, and if I go in here and have a quick look at it, there it is, it's the original details of the Sage postings, the PO, and the invoice. Now, if I had to open this up in my desktop, I might decide to have a look at my browser, and that will then go and open up the application in a browser. I will then log in, and having logged in, It will then show me all the invoices that I need to approve, and that's the one that I'm going to be approving. And yep, I've already looked at this, so I know this is okay to be authorised, and this looks okay. There you are. I've done that. Everything else looks okay. So having done that, I can then just come out of the application, and I'll do the same thing now on my iPad. So that's that done. Closed. So let me drag my iPad across. And that's what my iPad looks like. And there's my email that I got asking me to authorize it. Now, instead of, and again, I've got the PDF here, which I can have a look at if I wanted to. Exactly the same as on my desktop application. But I've got this other connector here, which allows me to automatically open up the record on my iPad. Again, I'm going to log in as ASAP. That's it. I've now logged in, and this all looks okay. So what I'm going to do here, again, I'm going to authorize that one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a signature in. Ara number 2. And I'm going to say good. There you go. That's all done and dusted. So what I might decide to do is send that off to say that it's been authorized. And then the accountants back in the office will then be able to just take that information and review it for nominal code posting and things like that, and then post that straight into Sage for me. There you go, that's done. So I'll now exit out of that. That's my iPad work done. And what I'll do is just move this off. And over here, the accountants would have had something to say, Ara's looked at it, it's all authorized, go ahead and post it into Sage. So when I then go back into this particular second invoice, which has now been fully authorized, I'll be able to see not just the PO and the invoice and the combined one, but also the signatures. So that's now immediately available to me, and I've now looked at all of that, and I've actually just decided, you know what, this needs to be 5001. So what I'm going to do is that's ready for processing, and I'm going to say changed to 5001. That's the comment the accountant has made. So having been authorized, I'm now going to process these into Sage, and I'm going to say this is all okay. Done. So the final thing I need to do is now import these into Sage. So if I looked at all my transactions that are in here, these are all at process stage. So they've been authorized, the accountants have looked at it, which means I can now bring these into Sage. And all I need to do is literally press one button to bring them in. So if I go and have a look at the suppliers account, red IT4, I can see there aren't any activities on there at the moment. But all I do is literally press one button, and what it will do is it will send everything into Sage, and it will then date stamp this to tell me when it sent it to Sage, and it will create a log file to say it's been done. So I now go in here and look at the activities. Here we are. These are all the goods and services and the nominal postings that were allocated, and there's 5001. Really simple. And finally, obviously, within the application, we've also got still got this combined PDF, which then shows me everything in here to do with that particular invoice. So, what are the key benefits of mobile to Sage? Well, it's very quick and easy to set up, typically less than a day. It's very cost effective, and there's a free trial. So if you need a particular methodology, please drop me a little email and we can get that sorted for you. Most importantly, it works with any version of Sage, so there's no need for you to upgrade to the latest version. And you can share any kind of data with your staff or any customers or suppliers or stakeholders. Again, using a browser, so you could set up a portal for your suppliers or portal for your customers very easily. The application allows you to convert any paper form into a custom app, so feel free to drop us an email if there's something that you'd like to trial. So what should I do next? Well, I've mentioned the free trial already. There's also a YouTube channel which has most of our key applications on there, so you can go and have a little look at things that we've done historically for clients, as well as our various off-the-shelf products. It's very easy to quickly produce prototypes as well, so feel free to email me or call me to discuss your specific needs. Thank you for your time and interest in our ASAP purchase order purchase invoice authorization system for Sage 50, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.